technically a TypeScript class that is derived from component base class. That means all the properties, that means all metadata, you can first, I will say in simple terms, all properties and methods. So methods for a component are derived. All properties and methods for a component are derived from component base. That means component contains metadata. That is information about a component. Component contains metadata. Component, you can say that component class. So it contains the metadata, that is information about a component. So we should say component directive actually. Component directive. What is a directive? I will show you now. We will see about that. So technically, component is a TypeScript class, and to derive means to get all the functionality for component, we have to import a component base class, and we have to import a component base class from Angular core library. All the properties and methods for a component are derived from that component base class. So every component is technically a class. Let's see, how do we define the component? How do we configure the component? How do we define and configure the components? Let's see. Now, so many points are there. So how to design, how to access, right? How to configure everything. Let's see. First point, go to the project. This is Angular application. In our project, so how to add components, how to configure the components. Let's see. So the first thing, basics you understood. What is a component? In how many ways components are present? And from where they will get the library, right? Now, first step, we have to understand how to create a new component for Angular project. Using, first we will use inline technique. So creating a new component for Angular project using inline technique. By using inline technique, how do we create a component for Angular project? Let's see the steps. How do we define that? First step, so what we have to do is go to the app folder. This is app folder. This is the location where you have to maintain all your project related resources. So I am going to app folder. I am going to this app folder. So app folder is in SRC. So in your project, go to app folder. So first point, go to src/app folder. src app folder. Now you have to add a new TypeScript file. You have to add a new TypeScript file. You add a new TypeScript file. So let's go to app folder, and here we need to add a new TypeScript file in the app folder. So you have a new file icon, click on new file icon and a new file. Here the file, here I want to add a new file. Then TypeScript file means, TypeScript file will have extension .ts. So for your component, you can give any name. For example, I am giving home. Usually components, home or contact something. So I say contact. Okay. Home or contact anything. Usually for components, it is a tradition that we give the suffix dot component. We give the suffix dot component. It's not mandatory. You can give any name. But traditionally, all components are given with the suffix component. So contact dot component dot ts. It is a TypeScript file. TypeScript files are created with extension .ts. For component TypeScript file, we have a tradition that we use the suffix component, contact.component.ts. Okay, hit enter. So the file is created. Now we are learning inline technique. When you are learning inline technique, that means in inline technique, all are present in one location. In inline technique, all are present in one file only. That means everything is defined in this TypeScript file. Everything is designed in this TypeScript file. So let's see how we can define everything in that file. That means in inline technique, so what are the points you need to understand, right? In this technique presentation, effects, styles, you can say styles, and logic, all are defined in one file, that is .ts file. All are defined in one file. In this technique, presentation, styles, and logic all are defined in one file. Generally, what are the advantages and what are the drawbacks? Advantages of this technique is nothing but when you are designing inline technique, that means the main advantage is, so everything is managed in one file, then it will reduce the number of requests made to component. It will reduce the number of requests made to component. If everything is managed in one file, then it will reduce the number of requests made to component. If number of requests are reduced, then it will improve the load time.